Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to ask you a very simple question. What is something that you do for fun just because you enjoy it? Not for grades, it is not for the money, it's not because it's something that your parents told you to do, it's something that you do because you want to do it. Well, for me, that thing is art. Art has been a very memorable piece of my life, and ever since I was little, I had done art. I remember when I was little, I would draw random things, such as characters from a comic, maybe from a series, objects, scenes from imaginations, even meaningless doodles in my notebook for class. At first, it was something very simple, just a fun way for me to spend my free time. But as I grew older, I realized that art had become something much more than just a hobby. Right now, I am a university student, and like many students, life can be very overwhelmingly burdenful. And there are many assignments, presentation, deadlines, exams, moments where everything seems to pile up at the same time. And during those moments, I always find myself returning back to my drawing moment. Not because I have to, but it's because it genuinely helps me breathe for a moment. There's something calming about sitting down with a sketchbook, focusing only on the empty sheet of paper instead of the mess around me right now. I can only think about what should I do to make this paper beautiful. Sometimes I even lose track of time completely. And honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why hobbies are so important. In our daily lives, we are constantly expected to be productive and successful, and we're always thinking about grades, achievements, or whatever we need to do next. But hobbies are different. A hobby is something we do simply because we enjoy the process. For me, art became a space where I could relax, think creatively, and express myself without the pressure of people around me. And one of the things that I love most about art is that there are no real limits to it. You can draw realistic portraits, you can create imaginary worlds, you can turn emotion, memories, or ideas into something visual. Even when two artists drew the exact same object, for example, a chair, the results may vary because each artist sees things in their own way. That's what makes art feels very personal. And over time, I also began appreciating art because it allowed me to improve because it allows me to improve slowly. When I started drawing, honestly, my sketches were not very good. And instead of stopping, I kept trying and trying and trying. This is because I genuinely enjoyed doing it. And without even realizing it, I slowly became better. And that is probably one of the biggest lessons art has taught me, that growth takes time. And not every drawing will turn out well, not every idea will work the way I imagined it, and sometimes I would actually spend hours working on a piece and ended up not even liking the result. But art had taught me that mistakes are a part of learning, and every bad sketch teaches something. Every unfinished drawing still helps you improve. And I think that's a lesson that applies beyond art. As students, we often pressure ourselves to improve quickly and follow our peers' pace instead of following our internal clock. We compare ourselves to other people and feel like that we're falling behind and immediately think that we're not going to be successful in life. But art reminds me that growth is supposed to be slow. You improve little by little, one drawing at a time, one mistake at a time, one revision at a time. And honestly, I think there is something comforting about that. Another reason that I enjoy art is because it means so much to me and it allows me to express things, as I said. Sometimes emotions are really complicated, especially for teenagers or young adults. Sometimes thoughts are difficult to describe clearly, but through art, people can communicate their feelings, imaginations, experience, in completely different ways. Even simple sketches can hold meaning. That's why art feels more personal to me than other hobbies. And as time went on, my hobby slowly became something I took more seriously. I started sharing my artwork more publicly, joining galleries, publishing some of my art, and even selling them. And honestly, younger me would be really proud if she saw where I am right now. Because when I first started drawing, I wasn't focused on achievements or recognition. I simply focused on it because it is something that I enjoy. And I think that is the beauty of hobbies. Sometimes the things we begin purely for enjoyment can become the things that shape us as an individual growing up. Art taught me patience, it taught me creativity, it taught me discipline, it taught me resilience, and most importantly, it taught me to keep improving without giving up on myself. Even now, I still feel like I'm learning, and I still am not um, proud of my art. I still make mistakes. I still have drawings that I dislike. I still want to improve more. But now I understand that art was never really about perfection. It's about enjoying the process, creating something that is meaningful for you. And so today, I really want to leave this note for you. No matter how busy life gets, no matter how busy your school becomes, don't lose your hobbies, because that's what makes you feel like yourself. Whether it is art, music, writing, sports, or anything else, make time for the things you actually enjoy and not just study, work, because that is not living. Because hobbies are not a waste of time. They are something that helps you grow, relax, reconnect with yourself, and for me, that thing will always be art. It will always be something that I genuinely love, and I hope you do find your own hobby too. Thank you.